Thank you. Now let's see. Weight 105? Yeah, in your bra.
Your Honor, I object.
You would!
Bastard!
Hey!
Quiet! Overruled. Wait.
118. All right, fine. I'm 127.
This courtroom scene's kind of interesting. One of the things I had a chuckle about was when they start yelling at each other, the two attorneys. She says bastard, he says hag. That's never going to happen at trial. Believe me, there's been times I wanted to use similar language to another male attorney, one in particular, that I wish I could have said something to, and I wanted to more than once. And I think if we could have been in a different setting, there would have been a different thing said by both of us. That's not what happens in court. The reality is courtroom's about decorum. It's about presenting yourself to the judge in a proper way. And if there's a jury in there, you darn well better present yourself well to the jury as well, because they're looking at you and everything you're doing and everything you're saying. So as much as I may have wanted to say something to that attorney, I didn't say it. As much as I saw him kicking his bag under the table because he was so mad about a ruling that the judge entered, he wasn't going to do anything in front of that jury because that was going to be a problem. What also is interesting is the whole thing, the truth will set you free. What does that mean? Can we put on evidence that we know is a lie? We cannot. We have ethical obligations to not put on anything that we know is untrue. In fact, our ethical obligation goes so far as if we know there's case law that supports the other side of an argument we're making, we have to present it to the court. A lot of attorneys don't do that. They think the judge is just not going to know the other side of the law. That's a problem. I've actually been in hearings where I've presented and said, Judge, the reality is, here is a ruling that goes against me in this sense, but let me explain how my case is different than that ruling. And it's my obligation as an officer of the court to give the judge that ruling, but it's my obligation as your attorney to explain the differences and why that doesn't apply. First of all, I should anticipate that the other attorney is smart enough to know that. And I should also anticipate that the judge is going to know it. Because more often than not, the judge knows more than all of us in the courtroom because they see it day in and day out, and they're very well versed. So attorneys have to be very careful on what they present to the court. I have actually seen an attorney present an argument to the court on a Tuesday, and on Friday to the same judge present the exact opposite argument, and the judge went crazy. That is a problem for that attorney. What happens when that happens? The attorney may get sent by that judge to the Florida bar for an ethical violation for doing that. So it's very important that as an attorney, we present our clients in the best possible way. We will certainly talk to clients if they say, this is something that I don't want to address. We may try to avoid addressing that issue, but we can't tell them to lie about that issue. In fact, the very first thing I say to anyone when I prep them for deposition or trial is I say, it goes without saying, the very first thing you have to do is tell the truth. And the only thing you're ever going to remember down the road, if this case ever goes to trial, is the truth.